All I want for Christmas is to tell you the dark truth behind this song.
In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. My name is Nayim Edwards. I am your host. And today, let's talk about All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. You know, people call Mariah Carey the Queen of Christmas, and we're going to get to that because that's actually the dark side of me explaining how this song is just always number one. But it's only always been number one since like 2019 or some shit like that. We got this Mandela effect type situation going on where we say, you know, because the song has been out for 28 years. It came out October 29th, 1994. That's when the song came out. So the song is damn near older than a lot of us in most cases, or you was a little kid when you first heard it. And it's one of those songs where her co-writer was describing how it didn't feel like a song with a time limit on it. It didn't feel like an old dated song, and it didn't feel like a song that was just, that had a time stamp. You know when you hear a song and it just feels like it could be stuck in the air. It was a song that felt like it could be played over and over and over again, no matter what the time was, whenever it was appropriate for whatever season it was playing. So this song, the fucking longest title on the planet, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey put this shit out about 30 years ago, and it was on her fourth album, which was her Merry Christmas album. So, because she didn't want to do this song at first, and this, maybe you know it, maybe you don't, but they had to talk her into doing the song. They said they was just gonna put the song out, like because it was her fourth album, and which was a Christmas album, and they was just putting the song out just as like, oh, we just gonna just kind of throw this in there for just like a filler song, damn near. She sat down, wrote the song in 15 minutes. Boom. So now, when the song came out, so the song comes out October 1994. It peaked at number 6, like in Hot Adult Contemporary in 1995. It was number 12 in 1995 on the Hot 100 because it wasn't a song that was like, it didn't get on like the Billboard chart, like the hot, like the top songs in the Billboard chart, because they said it wasn't available to be sold as an individual song, or it wasn't packaged as a single that could be sold to people because the rules was different back then. These people have been around for a long time, but the rules was completely different back then. She ain't had no physical copies of the song to sell, so they decided they wasn't going to put it up as, like, you couldn't chart if you didn't have a physical single. That's why it was important to put your singles out, and then you could put your single on the album because you wanted your shit to chart. That was the only way it could have charted. 2005 is when this song charted top 50. And back then, and like before they had this rule, because before what the rule was, a song couldn't re-enter the, a song couldn't be reintroduced to the charts. Now remember, October 1994 is when the song came out. It's just like, it's on the charts, but it wasn't really charting. And like, it was like charting, it charted at number 83 in 2000, but it only charted like that because there was a remix put out through So Def with Jermaine Dupri and Bow Wow. So now it's eligible to actually be charted again, but it charted as a different song. So it's like, it could kind of chart, but that original version of the song didn't chart. Because they changed the rules for Billboard, now they had the thing where only the songs that re-entered only the songs that was in the top 50 or entered, not only, but the songs that entered top 50 of the Hot 100 or top 50 on Billboard can be over and over and over and over and over again. So now they done changed the rules up. The shit became popular because of the time frame, the song became popular because the time eras was so different. This song was made in a time where it's just like, there's been so many fucking changes. Fucking streaming came into the mix, And before streaming, so it was like, okay, the CD came out, the song is kind of popular because people are listening to it, but you buy the music one time. It comes out like, shit is coming out again because she released another Christmas album, she releasing the remixes, she doing all this shit. But then the digital landscape started to change where the CD was becoming obsolete or became obsolete, and now the digital people walked in. So over in the United States, Apple Music introduced America to Spotify, and shit was around, but iTunes was first as far as coming into the digital scape. And even then, you buy a song one time, you never have to buy it again. You can play it as much as you want. iTunes made it so the song was charting. It was like number 29 and 21 in 2013. The song was charting in the digital landscape when we talk about this Christmas shit. So it's like December and January is when the song was charting because of digital sales from iTunes. When Apple Music and shit start getting introduced, that's when the song starts picking up because, like I just said, Spotify and shit was popular, but they weren't as popping as Apple Music was in the United States at the time. Now they're like everywhere, but at that time it wasn't. This is the early to mid 2000s. So this is like 2005 to like 2018 or some shit like that. That's just kind of the rough estimate of those numbers. So now the song is selling even more and even more. And I think that the song become popular with time because more people are having access to ways to doing it. How I think because the song was not available to be bought individually before the streaming platforms and before, the digital stores. So like before the iTunes and the Amazon Musics and shit, the song wasn't available for the individual purchase. So the reason it ended up charting and being so high before was because all it could be done is played on radio and played in the club and played at bar, the great stores and all this type of shit, because they have whole different breakdowns for that kind of shit. So before it could be purchased, that's how it became big. But the song still never hit number one until 2019, and then it peaked at number 11 in 2016. In 2017, it was at number 9 on the chart. So now it's the first time that this song that's been out since 1994, the first time it's hit the top 10 is 2017. It stayed in the top 10 every year until 2019, where it was number 3, and then boom, it hit number 1, and it's been number 1 ever since. Now that's the fun side of it. And fast and simple way is because streaming came into play. People have more access to it. It grows in popularity. She used social media to make it popular. She used social media and memes and shit. And we're going to talk about memes another time, but she used social media and memes and shit to make her shit more popular because she knew how important the landscape was. This isn't no artist that just came out on TikTok. This is somebody who had to survive through the eras and the waves, and you got to have savvy people and people around you that know what the fuck they doing. So she knew what she was doing. She had like a promo video. She was like, that's why I said that Halloween shit at first, when she was riding her bike from Halloween to Thanksgiving, and then boom, she the queen of Christmas. Now this is the dark side of this song and the dark side of the songwriting on this song, and how motherfuckers was calling her a bully. Motherfuckers was saying that she was greedy as a bitch. People who was working in retail, and I'm going to tell you why they call her those names, but people that was working in retail saying, Mariah Carey ruined Christmas. Mariah Carey, I hate this fucking song. People who was working anywhere that had to play Christmas music, sometimes they would play this song all day long, just looping it on top of Mariah Carey being who she is, coming out and saying everybody should support my song. Everybody should listen to my song. She decided that she was going to try to trademark that whole the Queen of Christmas situation, right? She called herself a Princess Christmas and then QOC. The only problem with that was there was 2 other people who already had dealings with the term the Queen of Christmas before her, and it was Darlene Love and Elizabeth Chan. And Darlene Love was first, but Elizabeth Chan is, I don't want to be like she's the real Queen of Christmas, but she was somebody who worked in corporate America. It was an Asian lady, Chan, but you never know with last names and shit nowadays. But She worked in corporate America at first. She quit her job and she spent 2 years building a catalog. And she's the only 100% sold Christmas artist and songwriter. This Elizabeth Chan, she doesn't do nothing but Christmas music. Her whole brand, her whole life, everything she does is dedicated to nothing but Christmas shit. So she struck back. She said, bro, Mariah Carey is bullying. She's greedy. That would stop my whole bag. That would stop my whole fucking, that would stop her whole business and her whole shit. And not to mention, there's other people who do Christmas shit, because the whole point of trademarking the Queen of Christmas is anybody else call themselves the Queen of Christmas, she could sue. Even the New York Times had called Elizabeth Chan the Queen of Christmas. There's a whole fucking article. NPR has done article. Like, Elizabeth Chan's not no pipsqueak bitch. You know what I'm saying? She had the money and everything to fight back. And just to make this, wrap this up, because Christmas is almost over. But Mariah Carey lost in court, man. She lost. They said that this month. They said that she wasn't not saying she not the Queen of Christmas per se, but saying that there was too many other people who already was calling themselves that. So it's just like they didn't want to make the term the Queen of Christmas something that can be trademarked. It's a general term. It's like you can't trademark the Star Spangled Banner. I don't even know what this thing had cut off, but that is the story of this particular song, and I just felt it was appropriate, so that's going to be my cue, because whatever the fuck I said after that obviously wasn't that important or wasn't that much. But